The Thomas Johnson School serves a low-income area. 68% of its students receive free lunch. But kids here are learning to read, thanks in part to the aggressive leadership of Principal Tom Bowman.
4 years ago, 37% of our students were reading on or above grade level. 71% of our students are now reading on or above grade level. That doesn't come by accident or coincidence. It has to be a strategic plan to get there.
David's going to be the first message person.
One teacher who's on board with the plan is Gail Fischbach.
All right, David, show me something.
She teaches a pre-kindergarten class that lays a great foundation for literacy.
Where is it?
Her training and materials come from a program called the Children's Literacy Initiative.
That's an E sound for Emily. She's our second helper today. When they recognize their name and they can go and choose a job as a helper, then we move on to talking about the beginning letter of their name. And then I start throwing in almost simultaneously the sound of the letter. All right, next helper's name begins with the V sound for Virgil. What letter is that, Virgil? What makes the V sound?
V.
V. All right. Then they're recognizing their name, they're recognizing the letter, and now they understand that the letter makes a sound, and they understand what that sound is. What letter have we been talking about this month? J, not month, this week. This is the J week for Jet, and we have a little boy in the afternoon. His name is Jason, and we have another little boy named Jimmy, and their names begin with a J. This is the uppercase J and the lowercase J with the...
Ms. Fischbach's students are well on their way to cracking the code of written language. No small feat.
I mean, when you give these kids this paper that has all these weird little symbols on it, and you want them to understand it, you know, they picture, yeah, but you know, the idea of being able to understand all these little scribbles, and it amazes me that I can get them to understand that this is a letter, and that the letters make words and the words make sentences. And then we have little dots and scribbles and punctuation marks all around it, and they understand that. And I think that is just amazing. It's amazing that they can figure that out.
In guiding her kids toward literacy, Ms. Fischbach feels the full support of her principal. Tom Bowman communicates one paramount message to kids in this neighborhood. School matters.
We begin our phone calling at 6:45. If we don't get a response, we try to go to those houses. They range from anywhere from 5 to 15 houses a morning just to touch base with their parents and to make sure that their children are okay and they know where they are and we know where they are. I heard you've been doing really well in reading, and I went by your room the other day and you're reading that book to Mrs. Lawson. That was great, Ryan. That was really a good job. You feel good about that?
Yeah.
You should. That's quite an accomplishment. It's a great day. It's a wake-up call for our neighborhoods. We value school. Wake up.
I know just from the kids who's doing reading every night and who isn't. Just by the tone of their questions, by the language and the words they're using, by the level of their curiosity, by their ability to be able to sit and listen to a story. It's that evident.